Hello, everybody. Seems like this is the right day to say grand rising um, as we balance out. It's not even balancing out the light and the dark, it's like being fully in the dark if you're in winter, and then being fully coming into the light if you're in summer solstice. So, but blessed solstice to you regardless. Um, this solstice read is going to be for just solstice in general. It's interesting because normally, it could come up differently and has in other years, um, depending on the hemisphere you're in. But this one is like all the information coming in is very collective driven. So it's very interesting. Um, yeah, we're gonna probably just go right into the cards, except that we're gonna start with because I didn't expect to be talking about what we're going to talk about right now with the solstice. Um, I talked a little bit about in that energy read for the week about you know lower energy psychic attacks, and that our really big goal is just to like dust it off, brush it off, not to not acknowledge it. Sorry, too many knots in there. Acknowledging it, um, uh, dealing with it, not bypassing it, and then picking ourselves back up and moving on and not letting it affect us. And I was like, okay, well, that's really interesting for the beginning of the week read, but it's carrying into the week. And I'm going to talk about two instances. I'm not going to get into the really big details of them, but if you want to go look at the stories for yourself, they're interesting just because of where it's happening and what is happening. So, the first one is the at Glastonbury. There's a lot of controversy in the spiritual community and just all communities actually about the removal of a statue within the gardens there. It's a mother and child statue said to, obviously represent Mother Mary and Jesus. Um, so there's a lot of controversy going on around it. It's not so much about the story of it, but in a way it is because and that's at Glastonbury, which is the heart chakra of Earth. So I feel like there's a little bit of I when I heard that story, I was like, okay, there's a little bit of like attack, and other people were saying this too that it's like a not a vicious attack, but it's just like a slight again towards the divine feminine once again. Um, and so I heard that and I kind of, and at the heart chakra, I was like, okay, that's kind of interesting. And then yesterday, um, just the day before solstice, summer solstice in particular is celebrated it's quite a large thing at Stonehenge. And it was desecrated by protesters. It's like one of the stupidest protests on this planet, to be honest. I think it's so dumb. It doesn't accomplish anything. And it is let's call it what it is. It is just willful destruction of property in people's lives. And it is of the lowest energy form on this planet. Um, so yeah, like rightfully when we hear those things, they're upsetting, they're infuriating, all of those things, like no question. Like 'cause that's the thing too is like that thing I felt like was a direct attack once again on feminine, but on Mother Earth. Stonehenge is yeah, like a monolith, but it's made of stone. And yeah, we're not quite sure what the purpose of it was, but we have a pretty good indication it's a very spiritual place. Um, and that, obviously it's where they hold solstice in the UK. There's great big ceremony and celebrations around it. So, there is something to that. So it's like this lower energy again, with the psychic attacks and that kind of thing is they're trying to get you guys. They're trying to piss us off. And that's fine. We should be pissed off at the beginning and we should be like, you know, feel all the feelings around that. But what I've been doing, and you can use me as an example, or you can do it your own way, whatever. But it's like I've been taking this and just observing what's happening, taking the information and then seeing it for what it is. And it's like it's this low level energy attack to try to trip people up. So what do? As good light workers, we send out love and light to those people that committed those um, acts, and hope that they, that their soul is recovered somehow. But again, not our place, not our job. We leave that up to Creator, and feel our feelings around it, and then we pick up and we keep on going. So today, the keep on going is we're celebrating this light. And because the thing is that when this starts to kick up too, you can guarantee there's a reason behind it, right? The reason behind this is that there is a large amount of energy coming in with this solstice for a giant shift, another one. I'm sure most of us have been feeling it. It's the funny thing because it's always like the lower energy tries to stop. We've talked about this before, right? Nothing can stop what's about to come. And when I was talking about it with friends this morning, right as we were talking, an M class solar flare came in at a 111. So, I mean, 11.1. So we just, that it's just like, don't worry. Again, spirit's got our back. Our big job is just to like not get pulled off the horse and like down in the muck and the mire and just throwing our hands up and going, I can't do this anymore. It's like, okay, well, that didn't work. Dust ourselves off, get that energy, like literally dust it off of you. Stand back up, get right back on the horse and go again. Try a different way, look at it a little differently. See, or the big thing is, and people talk about like the veils, the seven veils of consciousness, like in terms of um, like different stages of enlightenment or however you want to look at those, but they're just being pulled off one by one by one, and it's not. They always just say the veil is thin right now. Well, the veil is thin, and it's not going to be like we're not putting those layers back on. We're ascending past that. So, like our job right now is to see everything for what it is and utilize that energy to, I don't want to say to our advantage, but to our advantage, um, in terms of like we know what's happening, the real story of what's happening here. So don't go into that low, again, the fear, the all of that. It's just like we have to slough that stuff off because it's going to keep coming at us. They're going to keep trying. Like, you know, it would be nice if they were just like, bye bye, see you later. But it's not, this is a tough one. The other thing that's really coming up strongly, partially with like when you look at those two events and it's like that little attack. Sorry, I can take a drink of water. That little attack on divine feminine. To me, it says what the solstice is going to be about is, and it's really interesting because we have the light and the solstice energy, so the sun, which is typically very masculine in its energy. And then tomorrow we have this new moon, which is very feminine energy. I think we're being asked to, you know, we're not, again, not here to hold the whole collective and balance the masculine and feminine energy for the planet. It, we have to start with us. So even though you may not, you're like, I don't understand how to do that or how to work that. My feeling is that these next 2 days, the codes, the upgrades, the energy that's coming in is going to completely be to show you what that balance is in yourself. So you might go through a lot of things these next couple days. It's going to be a big transformation. There's no doubt about that. So just again, we just have to hold the space, and the biggest thing too, again, we're holding the space for ourselves, right? And anytime it gets a little tough or a little bit overwhelming, I think some of this is going to be a little bit overwhelming for some of us is just keep going back to the heart, you guys, like over and over and over, and just residing there, and you know the best way for us to keep us in a higher vibration is to be like manifesting peace and love and light, right? So like using those energies in the most simplistic elementary way we can. That's what we know right now. So do what you know. Don't try to like fix everything within yourself this weekend, but allow this energy to transform you. I think that's the big thing is like we think we have this big job to do. But we don't. We just have to be in reverence, in contact with the divine, and accepting of the divine and what the gifts we're being given. So it's really just opening our heart to that and then blocking out all the rest of the stuff because in reality the rest of that stuff doesn't matter. Like it doesn't matter. Like I've been beating myself up over, this is the funniest thing, over getting my like paperwork done for my business. Like, and every time I go to do it, I'm like, it's not that I'm procrastinating. I'm busy with everything else. And I'm like, and it doesn't, what good does it do me? I could have it done and then I would have it off my plate and out of my head, right? That could be one thing. But like what I think we're really being called to do is like, is the spiritual work, is be meditating, get out, nature, nature, nature. Like I can't say it enough. It seems to be like they're just like, this is the key. We've given you the key. We've provided a planet full of amazing nature. So I think best way to honor Mother Earth during the solstice is to get in contact with nature. All right, so I am going to do the moon read tomorrow, or it'll be up tomorrow. I might get it done tonight. We'll see how everything goes. This is probably going to be the longer read, just as we're going to read the cards and see what messages we're being given in terms of what this solstice is all about and what we should be doing and looking forward to. That's the things and we are gonna read some masculine and feminine energy to see what's around us that we're working with. And then with the moon, I will probably solely focus on the moon because it's going to be important to do some sort of ceremony around uh, the fact that it's a full moon, but also that we'll get into the sign. It's in Capricorn, I think. So I have to do a little bit more research on that before I do that read. But there's definitely a divine feminine focus there. Okay, sorry about that. Let's get right to the cards. Um, I'm just going to do one of these. This is going to be the overall card for what this solstice means. This is the Sacred Earth deck, so it's a very Celtic-y, solstice-y kind of card deck. I use this in all the weekly reads too. Oops, there it is. Oops, there it is. Okay, so when we get this card, it's funny. Sorry, I just pulled two more that were kind of sticking out at the same time. So I was only going to read one, but now it's going to be three. It's going to be three. Sorry, had to do it. First up is time. When we get this card, again, sun and the moon cycles, balance. Look at this too. If you look, it's like a figure eight around the two, just the way she's holding her hands in the energy of the bask of the moon glow. So everything is coming into balance. It's time. The goddess is there, arising. We also have the baby, the newborn baby. So birthing of the new. And again, lots of emphasis of this bright red flower at heart chakra. So sort of a combination of root and heart. We're grounded and heart expansion. I think that's a great card to have. Oh, and we have a little owl up here in her hair. So wisdom, the coming together of wisdom. There's a little hare or rabbit in there too. Yeah, just I feel like they're just saying the time is here, and it's confirmed then by the shift card. So we are in another good shift of energy, transformative energy. It's really coming through for the solstice as being extremely transformative. So on the plus side, everything for today that you experience. Just, I just want to say, like, make sure you enjoy it, right? We've talked about this too, about being in joy. And so, like, just observe today and see the beauty of this world, and as it shifts, and what feelings feels, I don't know that word, but inside, like, what is shifting, what is changing, how is your perception changing? Like the last, was it yeah, that's this week's video theme, is perception. Sorry, perception is changing massively. And then the last card that popped out was influence, which is like just totally the moon cycle. So a full moon tomorrow. We've got uh, a, a very wide open sacred geometry going on at third eye. We have the peace dove at heart with a heart in its heart. So just, again, this rising and time and place, it's all coming together. And we don't usually speak in terms of time because it's, that's our construct on this planet. But it's like there is an astrological time, or whatever, there is a timing to this. So all the signs are coming in, and again, it's like, okay, this is the time, this is the moment that you've all been waiting for. Okay, I'm going to do 3 portal cards because I just want to see again, we're just looking at the overall theme of the solstice, things that we can be working with. It's interesting because, like, I feel like in this reading, if you're watching this, certain things are going to resonate with you and certain things maybe won't so much. So take the things that resonate and use that as your ceremony and your practice and your meditation today. All right. Oh, we got 4. Okay, well, that's okay. Okay, let's do this one first. Those 2 last. I'm putting them in order. Oh, I'm also going to light another incense, sorry, while we're here. Because, like I said, I think this reading is going to be a little bit long. Oops, another bell. All right. Yeah, the other thing too that I do want to say about these energies is, I'm not gonna lie, they're pretty challenging. They're they're tough, but so are we. So we're tough too. So we'll get through it. It's gonna be fine. Pace yourself, and most of all, be nice to yourself. Oh my gosh, be nice to yourself. We're doing just fine. We're all fine. Did I put this away? Sorry. Whoops. Okay. First up, we have Chamber of the Violet Flame, Karmic Release, Radical Transformation. Okay, definitely the theme of this solstice. So with that purple transmuting flame, again, if lower energy stuff is coming up, just hand it right over to the violet flame and just say, I'm done with this. I don't need this. It's not serving me. It's ill affecting me and my psyche. Just ask it to be burned up in the violet flame. Let the karma go on it. This is also a bit of a card about what's going on out there. We're in this big karmic burn right now. Like those souls that desecrated Stonehenge, that's a big karmic burn coming up for them. Like, I wouldn't want to be on the receiving end of that. That's all I'm going to say about that. So, um, yeah, do unto others as you would have done to you. That's the same for stones of Stonehenge, because they are living, breathing entities, and quite powerful from what we would think, because they were, inside. I don't know if they're quartz inside or not, but you would assume there's a lot of like crystal energy within them as well, right? Anyway, so radical transformation is the key, though. Where you're going through this solstice gateway portal is going to be a very releasing all that's not serving. And again, I don't think we have to do a lot of work about this, but if stuff comes up, make sure you're like observing it and letting it go and burning it up if you need to, right? Energetically cleaning, cleansing. We're cleansing with violet flame, fire, right? We also got the Emerald Tablet activation, which is cosmic ordering, divine alchemy, and conscious manifesting. We've had this card, I think, for the beginning of the week, actually. Um, Cosmic ordering and divine alchemy. Those two are not your responsibility. That is happening. It is happening, done by the divine, meant to happen. It's part of the karma of this planet. So just, again, love it and let it go, and honor it and let it go. And I can't say it enough. Just, we just have to keep, you know, brushing it off, brush it off. And I don't say brush it off in the way where we're ignoring it, right? We're not. We're not doing that. We're cleansing it. We're healing it. We're cleansing it. But it's not a lot of work that we have to do. Except our work comes in with that last piece, the conscious manifesting. We still need to be in that mindset where we're looking forward. And we're gonna read some of the golden future to see where this takes us in the next 6 months to winter or summer solstice, wherever you are. So keep manifesting. And again, when we talk about manifesting, we're not manifesting like 2 weeks down the road, you know, we're manifesting the golden future. What does politics look like? I like to use the new word governance. What does governance look like? Dream it. Just like go crazy. Because if we don't have people starting to like create it, it's not being created. We need to like amp it up. Go wild. Go crazy. Who cares if it never comes true? But at least you know, we need to create more benevolent situations. The only way we do that, create them, is to, sorry, there's lots of construction going on, so I hope it's not too crazy. Um, we have to envision this stuff in order to create it, right? We have to visualize it and then bring it into manifestation. Okay, we also got the central sun. So we will definitely be seeing lots of codes and energy coming in this weekend, probably lots of solar action, abundance downloads, regeneration, and success. So again, it's one of those things where it's like we don't have a lot of work to do except to be open to, and again, open to the benevolence of it all, right? We're not getting pulled down and sticking in the lower frequency because it's not, we're not doing any work there. And that even goes towards like you could take this, either one of those situations that infuriated you, like the Stonehenge thing, and be like talking about it nonstop and posting it on social media and saying how terrible these people were. Or we can ask for that situation and the karma around that to be burned up in the karmic, uh, purple transmuting light flame, and so that we can heal that karma and move on. That's a better place for all of us to be, right? We're not going to get to unity by hating other people, even though what they did was horrific and, well, stupid. Let's just call it what it is. It was like the stupidest. Anyway, yeah. But we have to see things for what they are, and then we have to heal them. That's the job we came to do. So take those situations and don't let them get you. That's what I'm saying. Don't let them infuriate you. And that's with any situation on earth right now, from politics to religion to, like, it doesn't matter what thing is going on, right? Um, our job is to observe that stuff and not be absorbed in it. Because if we're absorbed in it, it's taking away too, right? And if we're like really infuriated, there's lots of stuff we should be infuriated about, but we have to watch getting really locked up in that. And so I would say almost like, I think a few people have said this in their reads this week: Amanda Ellis, Tim Wild, I think even Pam Gregory. And it was just talking about switching off and doing your work and doing your heart centered work and doing your angel work, whatever you do, whatever benevolent work, spiritual work you do, not just for yourself, but for the better. It's just like turn this off, like turn it off, um, put it away. Don't invest in all the stories, even if stuff is happening. Like maybe read it, acknowledge it, You can come back to it later if you need to, but it's just like we need a break. Like we need a break this week from all of that inundation of stuff. It's like it's going to happen anyway. It's going to be there next Wednesday when you look at it again. Give yourself a break and use this energetic time because the energy is coming in for us to utilize. So why not utilize it? We also got the Divine Matrix, which for me is always our card of interconnectedness and synchronicity. Again, I always say we're one petal on the flower of life, um, and then eventually, and you can see this. I don't know if you've seen it, but I've seen it in my group of friends and light workers. Is we're starting to come together in different ways to do different projects and different things and just be together, but we're starting to. The funny part is that we're not ever apart. We're already connected. It's just that now those points of light are starting to light up where we can see and we're like, oh, I can help with that too. And we put our lights together and then and so on and so forth, right? That's a good portal to have. Let's do that. Let's do that. Basically, it's the same thing I've been reading the last 2 weeks is work on your stuff. Work on yourself. Don't worry about other people. They're on their journey. It'll be fun. Okay, I'm gonna read just the book there. Okay, I'm just gonna read one of these cards from the Nature's Rhythm Oracle, and I have to read it out of the book because again, like I said, they're fractals, so they're very. I don't. I mean, I could stare at them for a while, but it'd probably be like a 4-hour reading while I'm sitting there going, well, I maybe see a dragon. Oh, I've never had this card and I love it. Birth. Can't read the small one. Read the book. Birth, birth, birth. Number 9. Is that 9? Okay. Birth. I am birthing something new and beautiful. I am calm and I am patient with the process. That's the other thing I was going to mention. We've been really impatient about let's get the show on the road. It's like, nope, the baby comes when it comes. You don't get to make that decision. It's like it's all nature and it's not on your cycle. But it's funny though because we got that time card, so the time is close, right? It's nigh. The time is nigh. Okay. Transformation requires germination, which may seem long and grueling. That explains this process to a T. New birth is stressful, yet exciting and beautiful. You are being asked to practice patience as you birth something new. This birth will bring positive transformation as your manifestations become reality. I love these cards. Can't make it up. They're like the best. I love it. Feel the layers presented on the card. What do they represent? Can you see and feel what is being birthed within you? I'll hold that card up. So I'll hold that up for a minute or so you can. Oh, I see a fox in there. That's my spirit animal, the red fox down the bottom. You might see something totally different. There's so much to see in that card. It's amazing. Okay, that was a fun exercise, but love that card. It's exactly the message of this solstice. I could almost just not read any more cards. Maybe I should. Maybe I should keep this short. Maybe that's what it means. I don't feel that though. I want to get into some other cards to give you like to move on from there and just so we know we're in a transformational time. It's really important that we're just being a part of it and being patient. Like this takes time, right? It's taken time. I know it's been challenging and what was that word? Stressful and grueling. It has been. But it looks like the baby's coming. So just be patient. We're almost there. But the manifestation, right, is coming into reality thing is like all this work you've been doing is going to bear fruits shortly. So just wait. I mean, it's going to be miraculous. Anyway, I am going to read more cards. I want to do some animal cards here. again, just about the solstice overall. And then I really do want to look at the masculine and feminine energies and what that means and what we're looking at. Because it is important, and I think we should pay attention to that. So. And plus, I thought this video was probably going to be an hour anyway, but we'll see. I do have to go to work today too. Okay, first up was, so I'm calling in the animal kingdom because again, the nature is so prevalent. Peacock, let yourself stand out and be noticed. You know, honestly, this is the thing, is like, I feel like a lot of us have been doing lots of solar plexus work, lots of body image has come up, and all the things. It's funny because I'm they're directly showing me the body image thing and my paperwork. It's like it's things that, and I don't want to say this and have like, don't get upset by this, but it doesn't matter. What does it matter, right? Like, say this is it. Say we've got 30 days left or whatever. Let's just say before this transformation finally comes in, and we move into a light body or something different, into a different form than we are right now. So stop. It's not that, it's like, if you want to like try in this 30 days to go shed 20 pounds, or it's not about that. It's about loving yourself for what is happening right now. We can transform that, and we will, and it'll be easier once this lower energy is completely off of us, because that's the part of us that they get, like, and then, and that's when the self-sabotage and the self-abuse, I'm sorry, I'm going to call it for what it is. It's self-abuse. We're very verbally abusive to ourselves, and so the thing that is resonating about the importance of that is that you're beautiful just the way you are. I know people hate that saying, but strut your stuff. Who cares what anybody else thinks? It's what you think. And the push we're trying to get at is find the way to love yourself. It doesn't, like, at all costs. It's a really tricky one, and it's a hard energy to do. So, you know, but just like, yeah, it's hard because it's like we have to let that stuff go. It doesn't matter. Um, you matter. Your soul matters. This physical body, it doesn't really matter. Unless, you know, and the thing is that when we beat ourselves up, we just make it worse. That's when we're just manifesting worse for ourselves, right? So I'm not saying you gotta stand in the mirror and be like, I love every part of me. But it's just like, stop beating yourself up. I think that's the biggest thing that's been coming through this whole couple of weeks, is just be nice to yourself. And so if you, my favorite, that thing from Bambi is coming up. If you can't say something nice, don't say it at all. Let's just go through the weekend with that, right? If you can't say something nice about yourself, then let's not work on that piece right now. But, you know, be nice. Be nice to yourself. It's so important right now. Okay, this is a good one too. Camel. Trust that you have the resources to get through the challenges before you. Now it's interesting because this is like the challenge of like how do I manifest? How do I balance masculine and feminine energy? There's a lot of questions because this is new. It's new to us. It's a new baby. I don't know how to take care of this thing. Holy crap. Um, I don't know what to do. But we have to trust that we came here. We have this amnesia, right? And I think that's part of these veils that are going to be lifted this week with the solstice and this moon energy. Is it's like, okay, you want to see? This is what you're really capable of. And it's mind blowing and it's amazing. And it's like, we have all the tools, and you know, they'll come to us. Like, don't be afraid that like you're just going to be standing there and miss an opportunity, or look out and not be able to see things. It's like, that's not how it's going to go. It's like, when the time is right, the memory will come back in, right? The acknowledgement will come back in, the remembering will come back in, and be like, I do know how to do this. Just trust. The universe has a plan. It's working out quite well. You're not going to be like left out. Snow leopard. Take some time out of your usual life and spend it in solitude. That's funny because solace and solitude have been words that have been coming up too. This is where I'm saying go out in nature and like, and don't go on a hike with the family. I mean, you can, but just like I take my dog for a walk and he's doing his thing and I'm doing mine, looking at the flowers and the bees and the uh, whatever birds. So I'm disconnected from everybody else. And that is my moment of solace. If you can gain more than that, if you can just go for a nice little walk by yourself or in the forest or whatever, this weekend is requiring a little bit of quiet time in nature. I mean, they just keep saying this over and over again. Um, okay. Okay, I've divided the master's deck. I'm into divine feminine and divine masculine. I'm going to read one of each card and just see what those energies are and what we can be working with to help this. Because a part of the thing too is that it's like when a psychic attack occurs, like has occurred in like the UK at the heart chakra. Our job as part of that divine matrix, the flower of life, is to turn our light on and help heal that situation. So we don't have to go over to the UK and hold this solace ceremony and do all of this. We can travel within our own Merkaba, which, our body, our light body, um, and energetically help out, right? So let's see what energies are we working with? Shocker, not a shocker. I'm just laughing. I'll show it to you in a minute. I'm going to get the masculine as well. But yeah, it's like okay, it's like the body wide system. So the earth chakra has been wounded. The divine feminine has been wounded. Do we turn away? No. We put our energy into healing the earth. I had a feeling. Okay. Our divine feminine that we're working with for this solstice is Mother Mary. Not a surprise at all. Love and peace. Let go of the need to be right. Choose peace. uh, Mother healing is possible at this time. So, again, making sure you're also working on healing your lineage. You may not be able to like directly heal the mother lineage of your family, but you can definitely send some good energy, some love and light towards it, right? So, I would say though that this is just like yeah, we just need to be sitting in the energies of love and peace help heal this divine feminine wound, right? We are all the caretakers of this planet. So let's call on Mother Mary and put that energy out there to help with the healing. It's interesting that we get this because this kind of explains the divine masculine because they're being, they're it's not that they're wounded right now. A little bit. Like we're still always trying to like balance this out because it's been a hard go for them too, right? We get Melchizedek, which is like higher learning. You have learned from experience. More inner study is now required to further progress. Look at the interesting part is the background is that flower of life. So so if we're working with our masculine, divine masculine energy this weekend, it is still about um, the higher knowledge. Melchizedek is like considered older. He always said when other channelers said he's older than dirt. Like he was there before the beginning of time. Like so yeah, it's just like that's a big one to tap into because it's like we're being really asked to tap into our higher knowledge. And again, like I said this last, just a few minutes ago, is like we've always had this knowledge. It's within us somewhere from the past, from past lives, from all of it, right? Where whatever our galactic heritage is, all of those things. Um, so yeah, this weekend we're gonna work with Mother Mary and Melchizedek. We're working with peace and love, but we're also looking at higher learning. And when we say higher learning, it's like it is that like how do I connect to the divine? what is that process? So really taking a look at different readings, maybe older readings. Yeah, I just, it's not so much about us needing to learn something. I feel like it's us, because we're all we're all part of this, right? We're part of the universe, we're part of the divine plan. So I think it might just be about, again, with that flower of life, it's about shining our connection. So doing our work around finding out, like, what do we truly know? What gifts do we truly have? Um, so spending some time, that one feels like the only way to get to that kind of information is in prayer and ceremony. So um, meditation. So just taking a few moments to, yeah, it's interesting because I just noticed, I don't know why I've never noticed this before, but the back of the card, this is the Ascended Masters deck. Um, but the two rings, the Vesica Pisces, right? The union of masculine and feminine energy. Interesting. Lots of sacred geometry in there too. So yeah, it's almost like, what I'm hearing is it's like, well, the understanding is coming about that connection, how we balance masculine and feminine energy within ourselves. Having higher learning, but also having passion, that com- compassion, and those sorts of things. It's truly like the definition of masculine and feminine energy, right? Masculine tends to be very um, analytical and thinking, like in its positive aspects, right? Negative aspects we don't need to get into. That's the time that's dying out, right? The warring, the fighting, the warrior. um, this is coming into being like the divine masculine needs to be more nurturing, which is their more feminine side, and the divine feminine is still out here being nurturing and providing love and peace, but needs to like be a little more assertive in getting that to happen, instead of us, battling it out. It's coming together in unity. That's what I wanted to say. All right. That's fun. Okay. So that's the aspects of masculine and feminine for this solstice, which was important. I might add those again tomorrow to the moon read because it just feels like um, there's a lot of you are probably like I said, there was going to be pieces in this video that you were resonate with, and you're like, I got to do that this weekend. That's what I'm going to do. And a lot of us, and then other things, people will be like, oh, that's for me. I'm going to do that, which is great. We can divide and conquer. That's the word that's coming up, which sounds terrible, but it's like that's what we need to do. We all need to do little bits, and then it'll be fine. Okay, so the cards that I just pulled, oh, that's funny, are for I was asking about like sort of like where this solstice point takes us within the next 6 months. So with the golden future, what comes up? What are we looking like? What is coming up for us? And it's funny, these two, I pulled them out at the same time, and they're the exact same two cards from the weekly read if you watch that. So again, can't make this stuff up. So heading into the future, again, good things. The law. Act with common sense and responsibility and leadership and decisions. Make choices for the highest good of all. So this is one system that's like, yeah, it's real. I mean, you can see it right now. That's what's playing out in the outside world. And again, like I said, I think we need a whole new system, right? It's time for governance over government. So and we're watching the people trying to control one way or the other. Uh, they're all toppling, and it's fine. Like, just let it happen because it needs to happen. And then, like I said, we were talking about manifestation and like dreaming and all of that. It's like you might be the one person that needs to come up with a plan about how do we have a system of government or governance, like, and who would be on that, like and it's people that have to be working for the greater good of all, not just self, right? Not service to self anymore. We're coming out of that. It's so again, that also is because I asked like what was happening in the next 6 months is like that's a good indication that that's the main focus of what we're cleaning up on this planet. So, I mean, it's good news. I love it. I think it's great. Okay, this is on a personal level. We got for the next 6 months working on jump shifting your life. Tune into crystals. Interesting. Yeah, I just think it's like we talk about this all the time about like light body, and so these are sort of advice cards too. Is it's like I'm not really sure how to get to that next step. So what do I do? I don't know where I put my crystal. I thought it was right there. Oh, there it is. But it's like these have life and energy and wisdom. So sit in meditation with this, or whatever crystal, right? Like go buy yourself a new crystal. Go find something that resonates that you want to sit and do a meditation with. Um, and the meditation is how do we get to light body? Please show me information so that I can work towards that. All right. Oh, I like this one too. Communal markets. Trust that all you need will come to you. That's a good one. And it's also like a really good sign for me of the next 6 months is that of the shift that's happening is shifting towards this sort of um, we're talking about less of a money transaction like that. Again, money is another thing that is an old system. It's not working for us. Um, Again, when we sit there and we're like, but then what do we do? It's not, that's what I'm talking about with the manifestation too, is it's like, oh my God, that won't work because this, and this. As soon as you say this, and this, that's the old system and the old programming and the old control that you're like, it can't work because of this, and this. This, and this are not going to exist anymore. So what is going to exist? We have to dream that up. So that's why I'm saying when you're doing this work, manifest a new system, even if it's not the system that comes in. But it's like it might be like this. For me, this looks like a complete energetic exchange. I trade a good and service for like who knows, right? Like it might just be an exchange system, a market system, right? We go back to ancient markets and things like that. Often there was sometimes in some cultures, yes, money, but a lot of the times it was exchange of services or goods. So I'll take that chicken to lay some eggs for me, and I'll give you a Reiki treatment. Like it's like if you said we were going to run the economy on that, people would call you absolutely nuts and they would try to shut it down. But that's because it's the old control system going, no, 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 we can't have you guys doing that. But we're perfectly capable of doing that. So that's what I'm talking about when I'm like really harping on about this manifestation stuff is it's don't let the old hold you back in what we need to dream into being. We really have to just yeah, the minute those thoughts enter your head about this can't happen because this is like this or like this is in da, 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 it's like just stop all of that and like we've forgotten how to dream, right? Daydream, manifest, whatever you want to call it. What's the word I'm looking for? It's like, kids pretending and playing. They don't say like, oh, I can't have a unicorn because they don't exist in this realm. They play with unicorns, right? That's the mindset that we need to get back in. And I feel like the reason it's coming up in this solstice reading too is because it's all about the fact that old structure is being pulled off and that veil is being lifted. So it's going to be easier for us to be like, wait a second, I can totally do this. Just watch me. Anyway, that's what I feel like that what that means. Okay, we're getting close to the end here. I'll wrap this up. That's sound saying wrap it up. I'm just gonna do because like this is a pretty big portal. and energy wise. So again, I'm going to look at the from this portal point to the next portal point, which this would be the next solstice in December. I just want to look at, ooh, that one flew out. I want to just look what's coming up in the months ahead. And then, oops. Okay, that's 4. I usually do 3, but it seems to be 4s are coming up today. All right, I just have to put these in order of months here. Autumn, spring, winter. So we were already through spring. Well, we are. Oh, sorry, and this is where it is not hemisphere friendly. So we'll just take it for what it is. I'll read it from my hemisphere. It'll still mean the same thing for the collective. Okay, so nothing came up for summer, so that just tells me these next June, July, August are just going to be months of radical transformation, like from the beginning. So the next 3 months are going to be tons of transformation. Leading up to autumn, by autumn, reach out to others for assistance. Feeling challenged by money issues. Oh, interesting. Okay. I know that's not really pleasant. I'm going to read this a little bit differently. Yeah, it's no, you know what it is? It's just like, yeah, the financial system, it's like, again, it's not going to happen tomorrow or the next day, but it's going to happen over this course of the summer. So by autumn, it's going to be like, wow, like things are even more challenging financially. How we get to this card though is not by doing it alone. So, and again, it's funny because that peacock card is coming up, that pride card. Yeah, it's getting over that pride part of like, I can't show my true colors. I can't be out there. I can't do these things. So, like, some of us are gonna get financially hit hard. It's gonna be tough as the new system goes out and the new one tries to come in. But the key in this card is reach out to others for assistance. We don't, what's the word in this communal markets? It requires lots of people. So some people are going to come through this in a different way and they're going to be I don't want to say a better situation, but they're going to be in a situation where they're able to help others. And the whole thing about this is the benevolence factor in that those people, we're getting rid of that lower energy where it's like eater dog fighting, what's the thing? Eat or be eaten. It's not that system is going away. So we have to let that go. And we have to let go of our pride around money and all of those things and build a community. And the only way we do that is to go up to that person and say, listen, like, I don't have any coin. I don't have any money. Um, but I really need those eggs. Could I give you a Reiki treatment? Could I mow your lawn? Could I shovel your walks? The only way that we're going to get there is we have to we don't get to bypass it. We have to go through it. So it's really important in these next few months as that happens to swallow your pride. You don't need it. Oh, that just reminded me about Lionsgate, but well, that obviously is important, but we'll get there when we get there. The energy is still coming in. But yeah, it's just like, but a pride, the true word pride, let's talk about the true word pride, because aren't we still in Pride Month? The true word pride is about is a group of lions. That's the pride, right? And there is a Leo uh, lion masculine energy that is in charge of that pride. Um, and it's not in a malevolent way at all. It's looking out for the family. So it's putting the family together, putting the community together, and putting the community's needs ahead of everything else. That's what we have to head into. That's the new pride. Okay. Anyway, moving on. It's also an autumn card. Cautious but wise action, meticulous attention to detail, kindness to others. It's interesting too because it's the Prince of Autumn, so that usually does represent a more masculine energy. But this is all about this money system, you guys. So before solstice next year, we have to really master this new system. And it is about unity, and it is about coming together, and it is about caring for others and kindness to others. That's the big part. Okay. And then heading on from that, we have 10 of winter into the winter near the solstice. Oh, this is a good card. I love this. The resolution of difficulties, a weight lifted off the shoulders, the end of an addiction or codependency. That's funny because what is our addiction to right now in this current time and space? 100% it's money. Like, call it for what it is. We all have it. It's like, it doesn't matter if it's like, well, like a lot of the time, that's the worry and the work, and I've got to go do this because I need to make money because I got to pay bills, and like, I'm that. That is me. I'm not sure how to get out of that mindset, but I mean, we're being guided to be like, come together, build community, work with resources. If you have the resources, share your resources. It's like that's the new system. And it's going to take time for it to come in. Obviously, winter. In fact, the last card we got takes us into spring, so it's past what I asked for. King of Spring, again, more masculine energy. Good. This is a good sign because it means the masculine is starting to heal. Divine feminine, that connection is starting to really come together. Innovation, inspiring, wise, theatrical. A financial windfall. Your leadership skills are needed now. Interesting. That also the leadership card, right? Governance. An unexpected supporter of your cause. That's super cool. So again, by spring, the financial windfall to me is not like, it's not this current dollar we have, right? This money, whatever. It's like, it's going to be a little rough through the summer, through into the fall, things, you know, learning the new system by December, by next solstice, and then by spring, we're fully in it. That's what I'm getting from that. So it's good news. I mean, we still have our little difficult period to go through. But the interesting thing is it's like June, July, August is all going to be about us really getting this spiritual shift down in ourselves. And then after that, like fall, winter, spring, really bringing in the new. Although it's like, the baby's ready, still got to be patient. Yeah. I mean, when I say that to you, you probably go, June, July, August. Oh my God, how much more of this do we have to do? June's almost over, so that went fast. July and August are probably bound to go just as fast. So it's not even like needing that much patience because things are happening so rapidly. Okay, I'm going to wrap this up. So I hope you gained the information you needed. I'm going to hold this card up one more time. We're going to finish with this card because it is, I feel like, the definition of what this solstice is for us all. So again, taking what images you can out of that. There's so much. There's like butterfly wings. There's transformation. Okay, let's read this one more time, and that's where we're going to leave it for today. Birth. Oh, okay. I just need a title for this, so Birth of a New. Here we go. I am birthing something new and beautiful. I am calm and patient. That's the key words for us. Be calm and be patient. I am birthing anew something beautiful. I am calm and patient with the process. Again, we don't control the process. It's happening. Just let it happen. Transformation requires germination, which may seem long and grueling. New birth is stressful, yet exciting and beautiful. You are being asked to practice patience as you birth something new. patience with yourself. This birth will bring positive transformation as your manifestations become reality. And to said it better. Thanks, Sarah Clark, for the really great deck because that's just amazing. Okay, we're leaving it there. Solstice blessings in both hemispheres. Um, Coming together is the sound of it is just like exciting. Let's do our work and let's unify. Let's come together. Come together right now over me. Take care, you guys. I love you. Have a good solstice. Get out in nature. This won't stop again. It's twice.